guys, welcome back to another video. This is going to be the gameplay video for the OP07 Samurai Yamato build. I'm sorry it took so long. I kind of had to wait for the update on the sim to come out, and now that it's here I can actually do the full gameplay video. If you've seen the in-depth guide that I did, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna be using essentially that main list that I talked about with a few tweaks, and we're going to be using the 10 drop Doffy and the 9 cost Zoro version of the deck. But I'm going to show you some other lists as well, because there are so many different kind of core engines that you can work around. You don't have to run Doffy, you don't have to run Zoro. There's a lot of different things you can do with the deck, so I'm probably going to make separate videos for some of those other ones. But just for now, I want to stick to the main kind of the staple list that got introduced at the beginning of OP07 over here in Japan. And yeah, we're gonna go over the list, show you some other lists. I'll show you the hands and mulligans and the key cards and everything, and then we'll just jump straight into some gameplay. So without any further ado, let's just jump into it and let's get started. Alright, let's quickly go over the list itself. So this is the new Samurai build that kind of got discovered in OP07 over here in Japan. It was a really cool time because somebody, a few people, if you want to see the more in-depth talk about it that I do, go watch the guide that I did. But basically a few people kind of cracked the code where they figured out man, this You Can Be My Samurai event is actually really clutch when paired with essentially low cost bodies and this Hiyori, because this Hiyori is activate main, so it doesn't matter if it's rested or active, you're never going to be swinging with it or anything either. So it's essentially just a free target to use with this event. And you rest these two bodies, draw two cards, and then you can use the activate main, essentially playing out your whatever it is, your Momonosuke or essentially Kikunojo or Yamasan, the mountain god, the 5 cost vanilla for 4 Dawn essentially, and you're drawing a card. So if you used it in conjunction with the You Can Be My Samurai event, you're drawing 2 cards from that and then an additional card from Hiyori. And the whole thing, the whole kind of way this deck works is you're essentially you're swinging optimally with leader. You can do little chip shots. You don't have to do as those big 9-10k swings that you might be used to in the sky aggro or aggro builds, while kind of maintaining your life, healing with Momonosuke blocker, getting the card draw from Hiyori in this, and then you're basically biding time until you can start just playing your big bodies, chaining stuns with Doffy, or against a Nell or Black Yellow Luffy, getting those 9 cost Zoros out and just dealing with it in that way. And it's a really fun unique way to play Yamato as a leader. Still to this day, probably my favorite playstyle of Yamato, because not only do you get to run a lot of the awesome Wano cards, you get to play I love 10 cost Doffy, I love Zoro, you still have to play Hody, so that's great. And in this deck, one of the kind of tweaks I made was I put in 2 of the flame splits, because when I play these samurai builds, the one thing I always miss is the events. I miss having Makyusen, the 2 cost Ashura 9 sword style demon, the 2 cost pump and rest event that came out in OP07, and I missed having flame split. And the thing is here is you can't run it all, right? You can't run everything. So the concession that I decided to make was you can brick with the You Can Be My Samurai event, and it's double searchable off of Momo and Otama, so I don't feel that 4 is necessary, but I feel any less than 3 is you're losing consistency with the draw engine that you would like to see. But the thing is the deck does not center around the draw engine. If you focus too much on that, you're going to just draw into unnecessary cards, or essentially kind of unoptimally draw, get rid of and draw cards that you may not need to draw the 2 cards there at the time. You might be able to just get away with using Hiyori and drawing a card, right? So all that is just to say I think 3 is enough. And having the 2 flame splits here is really going to help you against Red Purple Law, and it's going to help you a little bit against Moria and LUCCI, which are essentially 2 of the toughest matchups. I think Black is probably the hardest matchup for the Samurai build. That's why we're running 3 of the Kikunojo. We're not running the 5 cost Shirahoshi, which is really nice. I do like it in the build, but I just think Kikunojo is just so important. It's searchable off of Momo. And yeah, this is it. Essentially, you got 4 Hiyori, 4 Izo, 4 Momos, 4 Doffys. I think you have to run 4. You can run 3, but I like him at 4. 4 Hodis. I think this is just an absolute must. 2 Zoro, because any more than that and you really see him too much. The thing is, you can run him at 3. You can run him at 3. I've run him at 3 before. If Enel is just super heavy in the meta, if it's a bunch of Enel and Black Yellow Luffy, Zoro can go to 3. I saw people running him at 4 when we had a spurt in Japan where in 07 where it was just like so many Enels and so many Black Yellow Luffys. 4 Otama, 4 Onami. This is just, Onami is still just too clutch. 3 Kikunojo. You could change things around and run 4 if you'd like. 4 Hioris, 4 Momos. You have to run 4 Momo blockers. Like I said, 3 to 4 Samurais. I think running 4, you're the one who should disappear, is probably the best bet. Just because we are running 12 2k counters, but we're running a lot of non-counter, and this just really is going to help us, and it's a great play off of Hiyori to put as our last life to survive another turn. And then, like I said, the tech here with Flame Split. This is essentially just like the general, like the main original core of the first types of You Can Be My Samurai builds for Yamato, with a few tweaks. And I'm going to show you guys here a few other builds as well. So let's take a look at those. So here's one that I've actually been playtesting a little bit, just like the past week or two, and I really like it into the 07 meta, because you have the Yamasan that helps you a lot. Just this is a good card against Enel and Red Purple Law. It's hard for Law to get rid of, so if you don't have Hody and you do need to kind of just like put that extra pressure, and you know, maybe you can heal, or you cheat it out with Hiyori early on, and then if they don't have the resources to get rid of it, you're in a good spot then. I really am coming around to liking 9-cost Yamato in the Samurai builds, because it's just like when you run Doffy and it's not searchable, and you run Zoro and it's not searchable, you run into some problems where like you either don't see it or you draw too much, and if you don't always have these to like cycle things out of your hand, right? In this case, we're playing like a little bit more like mid-range, low to the ground kind of version, where we're just like, we're kind of getting out our Kikunojos, we're cheating out Yamasan if we don't have Momonosuke blocker, so that it still feels like a very good value play to play Hiyori. And then we're searching 9-cost Yamato when we need it off of the 1-cost Momo searcher. And then we still have the 2 flame splits here. I think I'm gonna make another video with this build or something very similar to this, just because I like the way it runs. It's pretty consistent. I guess you struggle a little bit more against Enel, but I still think it's you know, with Kikunojo and with 9-cost Yamato and Yamasan, you can definitely still beat Enel. So I guess it's like you just kind of have to pick and choose your battles a little bit, but this also can fight against Law, it can fight against Lucci. Lucci is still tough, but I think this is a decent build to kind of like deal with him. And I have one more build that I'll show you guys real quick as well. So this is a little bit of a greedier build, but it's really fun, and I just love 10-cost Ace. Basically, it's like the main core of all these Samurai decks are essentially the same, right? You're running like your Wano characters with the You Can Be My Samurai and the 0-cost event, right? And everything else is just kind of like, what do you need as your top end? And the thing here is like, this can be so strong if you can like successfully play Yamato and Ace back to back, and like have the blocker already on board, or have your Kikunojo there, like to kind of like, if they want to KO it, they have to give you life, or it's just another character that you can pressure with. It's so strong. And the 10-cost Ace is actually pretty strong and really good against Black and against Enel. And those are 2 of the harder matchups for Yamato in general. The Samurai build can normally deal with Yamato, with Enel if you run 9-cost Zoro, but even then, it's a little bit risky, because if you only see one and they have the Raigo for it, you might just be in trouble after that. At least with this, you're like healing when you play these big bodies, and with Ace too. The awesome thing about 10-cost Ace in Yamato is you can use leader effect with him. So, you know, you're playing Ace and you heal, say you're 1 life, play Ace, you go to 2, he has rush now, you use leader effect, he's a 12k. And sometimes this can be so huge, because if you're playing Enel and they have a rested Katakuri or a Yamato, even 10-cost Ace, sometimes that 12k into their 10k, they don't have the counter for it. It's just like your 10-cost Ace is always better than Enel's 10-cost Ace, like power wise, right? That's the one kind of like huge merit there. And then 10-cost Ace is just good against yellow, really good against blue. I've noticed that 10-cost Ace is really strong against Hancock, because it just adds that little bit of extra pressure that if you can survive the next turn after you play him, you're normally going to have enough power to, you know, go for lethal the next turn. So yeah, this is a really fun build. After I do this video, I'll probably do another gameplay video with just like some kind of a little more like not as common list that you might find. The one thing to note too is there's no flame split in here. So like I said, it's a little bit greedier. You're giving up some of your versatility with flame split, but you are running Yamasan, and now you have this other option with 10 cost ace. There are still tweaks. Like when I make the gameplay video, it may not even be this exact list. I just wanted to showcase some other lists for you guys so you can see what's possible. But now let me go back to the original list and I'll show you like the hands, the mulligans, and the key cards to look out for. All right, so there are too many cards to just give you like a five card. Like you have to mulligan for this every time. If you want the more detailed, like exactly what to look for each matchup, again, like I suggest go watch the full guide video that I made. But essentially, it's like, you know, you want your core cards for the You Can Be My Samurai. Now, I don't have the event in here just because normally it's not necessary to already have the event, as you're going to want to be searching out whatever you don't have for the combo with your searchers. So like if you already have Momo Searcher and Momo Blocker, you're searching out like Hiyori, Otama, or the event. Or if you know, vice versa, if you have one or the other, you're searching out what you don't have. So depending on the matchup, right? So I can tell you like Enel, right? You want Onami, you want Zoro, you want Yamasan if you're playing him, right? Against Black, Doffy is really strong. Doffy and Kikunojo, and probably a Momo Blocker so that you can get that off. Against Moria, Flame Split. Against Law, it's going to be Flame Split and Hody Jones. Doffy's also strong against Moria. Like you have your things like this is Black. For Black, you got like Kikunojo and Doflamingo. Against Yellow and Black Yellow Luffy, it's just going to be like Yamasan and Zoro, right? And then just in general, like these are the main cards, you know. Hody's never bad in a matchup. He's a good card to like, there's a few leaders matchups where you're just gonna want to like Red Purple Law is gonna be just try and get a flame split and a Hody if you can. You're sitting pretty and you probably actually have a good shot of actually winning that one. There are just some things you can't avoid. If they get too many blockers on the field, it's like you can't do anything anyway, so it doesn't matter. But these are the main cards. If you have a specific question for a matchup that I haven't mentioned here or in the other video, let me know and I'll do my best to answer like what the key cards might be. But this is what you're looking for, right? And just remember that you cannot put Momo Searcher back into life with Momo Blocker, so that's why Otama is so important. And playing out Otama and then Hiyori, resting both of them with the event, and then using Hiyori's effects to put Momo on the board, draw a card, and then put Otama into your life is essentially the main like synergistic like play that you have for this deck that helps you kind of maintain for those like 2 to 3 middle turns until you start playing your big bodies. So with that in mind, like keep that in mind when you're like trying to figure out what you need for your mulligans and everything. But like I said, we have enough key cards and power cards that like you kind of know what you need for each matchup. So if you're playing against like Black and you have a Doffy and everything else is like you're not so sure, it's probably best just to keep it because you already have the card that you need. Or if it just seems like you're gonna do really well in the early game and you can just like, hey, I think I can draw into Doffy, I have a zero, or I have the You Can Be My Samurai event, like something like that, you can take that risk as well. It's all about like risk management and just seeing like what you think you can get away with and just having those key cards for the key matchups. All right, that's gonna be it for the deck list, the hands, the mulligans, all that jazz. Let's just jump into some gameplay and let's get it going. All right, Luch. Big Luch. See what we can do here. Doffy would be better than Zoro, but we have Kikunojo, so I think we can. We're going first too, so this isn't bad. I think since we don't have Doffy, going first here is nice. Okay. Early stage is rough for. Oh, we got 2 Kikunojos. This might be decent. Hopefully he takes this. If he doesn't, and he can get out of our 6k attack next turn, it's gonna be rough. Okay. So we're in the clear to play these Kikunojos now. Whatever he swing, yeah, I'm probably gonna take this first life. Just because I do think hitting a DOFFY would still be very strong for us. Not having Momonosuke Searcher or the blocker is a little bit worrying. But the thing is, we know we're playing Kikunojo here. We're already clear for her effect to go off. So we can just play Momo blocker and put Kikunojo back into life too. Okay, 9. That makes our decision easy. Ooh. Part of my brain was just like, man, just banish swing, but that would not be smart. Good to get cards out of hand, but too soon, too soon. That's good for us though. They didn't even have like a Spandam search or anything, so that's good. See what they do. I mean, if we're healthy enough, we can play Zoro. It's just normally not the best move. This 2K, I'm actually gonna resolve that or counter out. They're gonna play Kaku here and KO, so we're gonna go to 4. We'll just do the same thing. This time we'll be at 7, so we can swing 8 and play another Kikunojo. Another Zoro is not what we want to see here, but it does give us a easy target with the 0 cost event now. So that's live. I mean, depending on their hand, they'll probably counter out of this. Most people counter out of this one, yeah. That's nice. They didn't have 2-2Ks, unless they just wanted to get that Spandine in trash, which is possible. But still pretty decent for us. If they KO this Kikunojo, we're at 6. Yeah, I was gonna say we can get Isho'd here. So this is fine though. Ooh, Hody. Man, no blockers. I am so tempted to banish swing next turn. We're gonna be at 9. We could just go big. Since we have Hody, I'm gonna do this. I'm a little worried to play down Zoro just because he has Isho here. I think we're better off just doing this. We could swing 10. I mean, honestly, I could swing 11 and then 9. I might do this. Just go 8 here. This is a little risky. I don't want to play Otama. Yeah, I think we're just gonna try and... This might be a little overkill, but we have Hody. And if Kikunojo stays on the board, then we're golden. Honestly, even they can take Kikunojo, we'll go up to 4. And if we hit a DOFFY, then we'll be in a really good spot. I think if we had a DOFFY here, I think we would just almost be like guaranteed win. Yeah, because if we played Zoro there, he'd be at 3 life, and just more than likely, he might have even taken like our 5K swing. Yeah, and I figured there was LUCCI, so I didn't want to play Otama and just lose that. Because we don't even have Momo blocker to combo with. Is he gonna swing and play Sabo? That's pretty good. He has 4 cards in hand. He'll have 3, but then he'll cycle 2. After, if he takes the life, he'll be at 4. I mean, hitting a Kikunojo or something would be huge here. That's fine. Yeah, this is the problem, man. If you just don't... We had no way to draw cards, and then we just couldn't see our Doflamingo, so... No blocker here either. Like, if I had a Momo blocker, I think we'd be fine still even then. I can play Zoro here and kind of like bait the 1, 2, 3. we have quite a bit of counter. I think we can play Zoro here because he's played Lucci. We don't know if he runs Stussy. This is 07. There's no Jack. Because if we play Hody and we swing 8 and he can get out of it, we kind of just lose. So I'll try this. Let's make him go for Zoro. Because if he thinks he can just take it and go for game, I'm pretty sure. Because he'd have to split it pretty. He could do like a 9, 10, 11. And we have 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we can get out of a 12K. Yeah, we're fine. We're totally fine. But if he gets rid of Zoro here, it does suck. So we're basically, it's the same plan as what we would have done if we played Hody earlier, but we're kind of forcing them like, hey, if you can't get rid of Zoro, I win. If you can, I still have like my backup plan. Or if we get that Doffy. That's the thing, is we have probably, if he does that, I don't know how much Dawn he'll have to use, because this is -3, yeah? So it goes down to 6. This will go down to 4. This will be 3, and then he could just Kaku, I guess. So he's seen 2 Kakus already. He's got Brook. So an Ice Age or a Tempest Kick. Yeah, 6, 4, 3, Tempest Kick, Brook would also be good, and that's insane. That's only 5 Dawn with the 1 on Isho. That's crazy, dude. That's so crazy. Lucci is wild. For 5 Dawn, you can... Oh, Moria. Yeah. I guess I could have seen that coming. But I think that means... With no... He didn't reduce anything first. Oh, man. This might be perfect. Oh. There's 1. No, but there's not... Yeah, I don't think he can do anything here. Yeah. He would have had to reduce earlier. I mean, if he had it, he's just getting the Lucci on board. Or maybe Khalifa to cycle. But I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. This is also where Flame Split would be so clutch. Because we wouldn't have to even play this Hody. We could just play Flame Split, rest this Rebecca. Or Izo would be nice too. We had to get rid of 1 earlier. But suffice to say, I think we're gonna make it here. Yeah. See, this is Khalifa off of Rebecca is actually not a bad play. I think it's really strong if you need to cycle cards. Obviously, it helps if you're already ahead and not just like, okay, I'm gonna try not to die here. But yeah, maybe no. There's nothing he can. Yeah, right. Am I tripping? Is there anything he can do? No. Yeah. Okay. So you can swing, take the 10. Oh, there's our Momo blocker. Counter out of 6. And then counter out of 6. No, it doesn't matter because we have to play Hody, so we'll take it. Okay. And that's probably going to be GG's. I would assume it has to be. He could technically get out of this. Yeah. GG. Alright. Well, he was a 10-2 beat though anyway, so glad we beat him. Yeah, see, he had the Brook, but didn't have, I guess, the Tempest Kick that he needed. I think if he had Tempest Kick there, he could have KO'd with Brook and it would have been a fine play. Or he could have even gotten it out of trash with Rebecca and Moria. But yeah, so that's one way. I forgot to mention this at the beginning, but I feel it's very strong to go first against Lucci. And a lot of LUCCIs playing against Yamato will go second. That's awesome for us. Most LUCCIs don't know the matchup well enough to be like, I'm gonna steal first. I mean, some people who have experience with Yamato just know that like Yamato going first is dangerous, right? And so they might just take first out of habit, out of reaction to that, and that's actually the right call. you should take first from Yamato, especially if they're playing the sky aggro or aggro trigger build. Just because, like, as you saw, like, my ideal play as Yamato going against LUCCI is really swing AK turn 2 and then swing 6k play Kikunojo on turn 3 and then just kind of go from there. We were almost in a little bit of a pickle because we weren't seeing Doffys or Momo blockers, but kind of just reading the field and reading, like I said, like, if I had played that LUCCI or that Hody earlier, I don't know what their hand was because they cycled with Khalifa, but you know, we could have lost just because we would have went down to 1 and they would have had, you know, at least 3 huge attacks coming in. So sometimes, even though you think it's like, oh man, they're just gonna KO this Zoro, like, you have to remember that while LUCCI does have like insane value plays where they can just like KO anything with like 3 Dawns sometimes, they still have to spend resources. And the beautiful thing about the Samurai build with Yamato is, for at least 1 or 2 like big attacks from your opponents, you're going to have normally, like, you know, a good amount of counter in hand, to where you can say like, all right, I'm playing this 9-cost Zoro, you can go for game and I'm probably going to counter out of it, or you can spend resources to KO my character. And yeah, like, if Zoro sticks, it's amazing, especially against LUCCI, where it's like, you know, even if they played Rebecca Sabo there, we had Hody, right? So in the end, we had the answers. That's one way you can do it. That's how you beat LUCCI if you don't have Doffy as well. But like, as you saw, if we had the like on 10 Dawn Doffy, I still think it would have been really strong and we could have set up for that as well. But GG's to this guy, and that was how you deal with LUCCI, especially when you can't find your 10-cost Doffys. All right, blue Doffy. I think we'll still take first here. No, I don't think I can keep that. This is decent. I think we need Momo blocker the most here, so we're gonna play Momo Searcher instead of something like Otama. So Doffy would be good here, but it's only good if we can survive until the point where playing him would be strong still. Like, if we get Momo block, or if we do a combo, it's nice, but if they have Gravity Blade, it's all for nothing. Oh, okay. Alright. Then we get a Flame Split. Nice, nice, nice. I really like having Flame Split in the Samurai build. I ran it a little bit back in OP07, but a lot of the times I'd run it as like a one-of, along with Straw Sword. Straw Sword is another really awesome tech, just especially if you run 9-cost Zoro, because then it's like you have so many rest options. Okay, swinging 3, playing a Moria, that's fine. Getting Law back. Okay. Yeah, sure. That's pretty strong. That's actually really fortunate for us. And we got the freaking combo, bro. Alright, 1, 5. Okay, so next turn. In this case, I wish we had a Kikunojo. That would actually be pretty strong. We want to do this next turn. We'll do Momo, or Otama, Hiyori, this. So 1, 5, 6. So unfortunately, we don't have a good play here. I guess we could do this. I don't want to just swing 5. I want to give us another target for him to have to swing into. And I figured he would probably have to take that, right? Did we take Izo here? Because we're playing that next turn. I think we take Izo. I want that Doffy though. We have to run another search with Otama next turn as well. I mean, I guess it's just easy for him to KO with Perona, but still. At least we're avoiding the cheeky 5k coming in from Perona. Oh. Interesting. We're gonna draw 2 cards. I'm gonna counter this. Because we're gonna have to play Hody, so I want my life to be as high as possible. Yeah, I figured that was gonna be Hancock coming in. Alright, so this is 1, 5, 6. So we have 1 Dawn here. We'll just swing in like this. Now, this would be very bad if we get hit with the pudding. So let's hope we don't. But it's like, sometimes the value is just too high not to do it, right? Oh, we got our Doffy too. Oh my god. Dude, alright, this is the risk. We had to risk it. If he puddings us, there's just, okay. It's crazy. When they play the card, it like flies in. I'm like, oh my god, is that pudding? It's blue. They're all blue. He countered with this law? I thought he might play that law. So pudding could still be coming, because what he would do is probably, well, he can't use leader effect and pudding this turn. But what we can do, I am tempted. I think I'm gonna do this. Yeah, okay. That's fine. Alright. Are we in the clear to play this Hody? I'm actually tempted. I think it's worth it. We could even leave one up for Flame Split. Did we swing 11? 2 2Ks. And then swing 5. I think we do this. This might be a little greedy, or like using the wrong numbers a little bit, but okay. We got rewarded for it. Okay, in this case, he's at 10 Dawn, so 10 drop Kaido could be coming down. I want the counter. And we're gonna, oh no, right, Flame Split doesn't rest. I'm so dumb. Okay. What do we do then? This could get, nah, I think we're okay. It's fine. Yeah, always remember, I still forget. To this day, I still forget. It's gotta be tier list. Not forget, but I like don't double check. For whatever reason, you just think, cause like your leader effect is live and all the Wano stuff is live, and then it's just like, for whatever reason, this one's 2 or less. Which I guess is fair. Would be nice if it was 3, just so that it just all works smoothly. Might be a little overtuned if it was 3 or less life. Yeah, okay, that's fair. Swing 6 and then 5. If we Flame Split here, no, because we want him to attack with this Croc too. We don't have another Momo blocker, so I think I'm just gonna give him the. Oh, he didn't use leader effect. Okay. We can Flame Split and Nonami here, but I think keeping Flame Split might be better. Oh, I wish I had another 2K. I probably should have used it in that case. Man. This sucks, but I'm gonna do this. Oh my god. I meant to block. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I meant to block and use the 2 Namis. So that was a huge misplay. Let's see. He had to take that? Oh my goodness. Alright, well in that case, we're glad that we did that. Wow, what a misplay. So That's good though. I mean, that lowers his odds of having another red rock for this Doffy. If he does, we just need a rush, and we can, 7 cards is a lot though. Oh, okay. All right. Dang. Oh wow, we have the play here though. 7 cards in hand. He just took back another 2K. We can rest this Doffy. It'd be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We can go 12 and 14. 12 and 14. If we don't, we can play Kikunojo and Momo and be at 3 life. That's 9. Leave up 1. No, we need to leave Flame Split, I think. Huh. We'd have 3 life and a blocker. He's a 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 attacks. Oh. Let's try and be safe. We've already like misplayed this enough, I feel. But at least in this case, yeah, let's just go for this croc. Get the block, put that back. All right. So let's see what he does. 1, 2, 3, and then a blocker. Because if he tries, yeah, if he gets rid of, okay, he's going for it. We have to be careful taking this first one. I think we have to take this. We want to save Flame Split unless, in case he plays another blocker. So if he Gravity Blades us, he'll have 3 Dawn. Okay. Maybe he's trying to play a blocker off of Leader Effect. But be rested. He's just trying to get more cards. Yeah, okay. So 6, so you can go 7, 8, 8. That's not good. Oh my god. Why would you use that here? Huh. Interesting. Does he have another one? I can't take this risk. I can't take this risk. Oh my god. We got saved anyways. If he plays Doffy blocker here, I'm gonna be so sad. Please. But if he had another Preferred Premier, which would be kind of, I mean, a lot of people only run 1 of, but this is OP07, so I don't know what the ratios are. Oh my gosh, okay, that's not what I need. Man. I mean, it was too risky to take that, because if he had a second one, we just lose. So what do we do here? We might have to just swing like 10. 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. I think we go 10. Yeah, 10 first. Test the waters. Oh, we blocked it. Okay, that makes our job a little bit easier. Then we just go 9, 9, 9. Yeah, 9, 9, 9. And hope he doesn't get a trigger. 9 is 3. 9, 3. Yeah, as long as he doesn't get a trigger, I believe we're okay. Okay. Right, this is 7. That's 13, 7, 9, 11. Yeah, okay. They conceded. GG. Sorry, I just wanted... Oh, he had the second one. Oh my gosh. He had the second one. Whew. Because, okay, at first, I thought he misplayed. But he... by putting it on the first one, because I was like, I can just take this and then block the second one. He had the second one. So we would not have been able to get out of that. This, I'm telling you, man. Okay, this is why Flame Split is so freaking good, and why I'm choosing it over the other events, like the 2-cost Makusen event and everything. Is, well, one, it's searchable off Momonosuke Searcher, and then situations like this, like Doffy is a menace right now in 8.5 over here in Japan. And I think it's forcing, if you're playing Yamato, I think whatever build you have, I think you got to have at least 1 or 2 copies of this in there, because it's just so strong against like Red Purple Law just in general, but against Doffy, against like Rebecca and small blockers that black leaders might play. Like if we didn't have this, we lost, right? And I almost couldn't read through the lines and see that, like, oh, they're doing that because they probably have a second one. And that's not really something you bluff, because if you're bluffing, then like you lose, right, the next turn if you do that instead of like playing this blocker. So we made the right call. That was actually a really, that was scary, dude. I'm glad I caught that. But yeah, shout out to that. Obviously Doffy's really strong too, but shout out to Flame Split. That was really, really strong. That card literally just won us that game. So, but GG's to that guy. That was actually a good play. That was pretty smart. All right, Hancock. I think we'll go first, although second is strong for them. This is actually pretty good. I think Doffy might be good. Nah, we'll keep this. They'll have to have their Red Rock to answer Hody or Zoro, and this is kind of nice. Watch out for triggers. You want Hiyori. This is nice. This is actually really nice. All we need is Otama, and we have like a really good setup there. Oh, and he took that first hit too. That could be huge. This will be nice too. Man, we have a lot of good answers here, because he's gonna play Jinbei and play something off of that, and then Flame Split will be nice. We just need them at 2 or less life. Oh, just a Weevil? That's not bad at all. That's decent. Okay. That's a little unfortunate. I might just play the Onami here to give ourselves a target for this next turn, because if we don't get the okay, then pass. If we don't get the Otama or the card to play off to play into life from Momo, we may still just want to try and use this just to get the card draw. We need to get those cards out of hand anyways, but the thing with Boa is they don't really mind countering out of stuff, because they don't mind getting down to like 5 cards ish. Oh, that's huge. That's so huge, because that saves us from putting territory too. And you can't oh, and now we have the target for Momo blocker. This is insane. This is really good. Oh fudge. Oh fudge. If he puddings us here. Oh my gosh. Okay. Whew. I was gonna say that was still really risky. All right. So and we have the Otama. Okay, this is insane. We got 1. So this would be 1. Honestly, we don't even have to. We can just play Hiyori. So this is 5. 5 Dawn. We can rest Onami and Hiyori and put Kikunojo back into our life so that it can't get gravity bladed. That's insane. That's really, really strong. So that's 5 Dawn, so we have 2 to work with. I think we'll do this. And the beautiful thing is you can play Hiyori first to get the rested Dawn. I can still swing. Okay. He had to take that too. Man, this is just really good for us. Kind of drew into some insane combos here. Getting more counter out of their hand. Drawing the 2 cards, which, like, we got to be careful, right? Because pudding. Oh, he got rid of a pudding though. That's a good sign, but it could also be kind of a scary sign. They're gonna prioritize building their board here. And we're at 9. So if he swings, oh. The only problem is if we take this, okay. All right, we're out of range for, He's gonna play Hancock, maybe? Stopping the Kikunojo, but that means we'll get a free block with Momo, so we'll take it. It's fine. Oh, okay. That's... that really makes me want to just play down Zoro if he used a red rock right there. Because if we play Kikunojo at this point, we're risking him having a gravity blade. Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually going to swing with Momo here too. Because I have counter. Man, yeah. You just got it though. Jeez, that's the one thing playing against like Hancock. Alright. Oh, that was actually really strong. That's incredibly annoying. Alright, what do we do here? What did he play? These three, right? So you can only swing with that Weevil. That was like the worst possible thing that could have hit into us. I think at this point, Otama. Because now if he has the red rock for next turn, that sucks. But we probably still survive in that case. Alright, what do we do? We could play Hody here and just try and clear board and leave up one for, but that's the problem. We need to get him down to 2 life here. If we do that, 1, 2, leaving up a blocker, we'll be at 1 life. Yeah, I mean, he's given us so much counter already, but he's got to have at least a little bit in there. I mean, we can try and clear. We'd only be able to clear 2, right? We'd have 3 attacks. So we'd have 1, 2. We have decent amount of counter. All right. Here's what we do. We go 7 at life. If he takes it. Oh no, I should have done this first. Hold on. Yeah, my bad. Go here, because if he gives us 2 cards, then we for sure have the swing into life. Ooh. Alright. So he can counter this. Oh, this is such a tough choice actually now. Either way, right? I think this is better because we want to be able to rest with Flame Split. All right, we got a little lucky there. If he hits a trigger though, oh, okay. If he bottom deck this, we probably just lose, but it's a risk we have to take at this moment. That's not great that he can just cycle here. Is it ever? No, he just cycled. There's no world where we. Okay, where we swing with Momo. Let's see what we can do here. So we have 6k counter and a Flame Split. Oh god. Wow. Oh my gosh. But you know what? At this point, I don't even care about that. Because I'm just going to go for game. 1, 2, 3, essentially 4 big swings. Alright. Ooh, and he's swinging with Jinbei first, which is great for us. He loses essentially like 1,000 counter here. And this is perfect because we just do this and that, and now we get out of it with a 1k counter, or 2k counter. And now he only has 2 swings, and if he bottom decks this, we have enough counter to get out, so it doesn't matter. 9 and 9. We'll take this one then. Yes. At this point, it doesn't really matter, but this is great because now I for sure can keep Momo blocker on the board. This doesn't matter anymore, but we'll do it just because. All right, now we have Zoro, so I don't think there's anything that can stop us here. Let's just do this. Oops, I should have done the activate main first. That was my bad. GG. I think their best bet was probably to play the Hancock to stop my Zoro. What would have been strong, I think, is like Hancock and then maybe a 3-cost Doffy blocker just to force me having like the Izo or the Hody there. But man, Zoro's putting in work. Zoro is putting in work. I do think they made a misplay there. I understand that they felt the pressure with the Kikunojo coming back again was going to be a lot. But like you can see, right, like save your red rocks for my Doffys and my Zoros and save your gravity blades for the Kikunojo Momo combo, because that actually hurts really bad. And this is why I really like 10-cost Ace in Yamato, or just in general against Boa, is because yes, they have red rocks for your lower stuff, but because gravity blades for your lower stuff and red rocks for your big stuff, but Ace is just immediate value where you're healing and normally you're in the position where you're going to be swinging with rush with him anyways. So like even if he gets red rocked the next turn, you still got like immediate value, whereas Zoro, if it gets red rocked, you just, okay, I wasted 9 Dawn. If you set up a really cool Momonosuke Kikunojo plan, or you know, even Yamasan, whatever it is, they just get gravity bladed to the bottom. So I do think even if he had red rocked my Zoro, we had the second and third Hody, and we had a Doffy coming, I think we would have been okay. But GG's to that guy. That was a good one. It just shows you the power of Zoro, man. Kind of crazy. Doesn't always work out this well. Most of the time, it really doesn't. But I think it just shows like how you can kind of set him up and like play to your outs. Where again, he's just like such a menacing threat that your opponent has to deal with it. And if they misplay by playing a red rock too early, boom, the game is yours essentially. So that's what I learned from this one. But GG's to that guy. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this video. I hope it was helpful. I think we got some good games to kind of highlight and showcase what this deck looks like when it's performing well, and how you can beat leaders that would be normally considered like unfavorable matchups for Yamato. I know a lot of people aren't really playing Yamato that much in the West, but it's still really strong. Really strong leader, and if you just practice your matchups enough and you know what to do, make little tweaks based on the meta and like what you see coming and what you think is going to be there. Like it's so versatile. Yamato is incredibly versatile, and I think is still really strong in the OP07 meta. Let me know if you like this list, what you would change, what you would tweak, and yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.